welcome back to another penny stock video. Today I have two really exciting OTC stocks we're going to be looking at. I think both are setting up nicely. They have good news coming out and just good companies behind them as well. So if we're focusing and we're looking at quality companies in the OTC, these are two very good examples of that. The first one being CLSH here. So CLSH, around 5 cents right now. Let's take a look at the share structure. You can see $7 million market cap. We have a 65 million share float. Very, very tightly held float. Always great to see. We've talked about before that when you have a low float like this and there's a large demand for shares in the market, you can see huge squeezes in the price, huge volatility to the upside, which is really, really nice for traders and investors alike. Let's take a look a little more at what CLSH is actually doing, because that's the really exciting stuff, the meat and potatoes here. They've had a stream of good news, as you can see. Lots of really, really positive press releases in the past couple months since the beginning of February. So the first thing that they put out at the beginning of February here was they just did their record highest sales month in January of 2024. So they did over $1 million in sales January of 2024. And a record almost 300 grand single day shipment in January. So the company is growing extremely fast. Their revenues are obviously exceeding expectations, and it's projected to be a really good year for them. You have to realize if they are doing over $1 million in revenue per month, we're probably looking at over $12 million annual revenue by the end of the year, which is really rare for an OTC company to do such really good revenue in that sense, especially because this is an OTCQB audited SEC reporting company. As you can see, all of their news has been 8K'd. It's all verified official with the SEC. All of their financials are audited. So very exciting to see an audited company with actual growth in revenues happening at a really good price for people to enter in. And we'll take a look at the chart in just a moment as well, because the chart is really attractive as well. What's the next set of news they put out? Well, February 26th, they actually announced repayment of $1.5 million in principal interest debenture obligations. So basically paid off a lot of debt. Okay. And they also repurchased 13 million shares. So there was a 13 million share buyback that this company did. And they're not saying, oh, we're going to do it. They did it. So they bought back 13 million shares, removed them from the OS. Okay. So again, we can see from the security details, only 65 million float. They removed 13 million shares out of this. Okay, so that's really, really nice. You can't really get much better than share buybacks and debt cancellations. And then today they PR that they're launching their new line of the CBD and cannabis vapes, okay, with their partnership through Soma City Trees. So they have a partnership with this company, and this is the company that's been doing, this is their subsidiary that's been doing their record revenues monthly. Okay, the City Trees, if we look here back at the revenue PR, we'll see, you can see, oh, I'm sorry, wrong PR. You can see that this was the production facility at City Trees. Okay, so they are working with their wholly owned subsidiary Soma, launching these new vape products, and that should accelerate revenue growth even more, because you have to think, if they just did a record month of sales and now they're launching a whole new product line, that should boost sales even more. So that's really exciting to look forward to as well on such a nice share structure. And then you have the chart, and the chart's just shaping up great. You can see accumulation is at all-time highs. This float is locked. MACD has crossed bullish. Volume is picking up here. So there's really a push being made to break back over this 200-day moving average. And you can see it's gotten so low now that it's so close, and a break above this 200-day moving average, you can see there's really no resistance over this, right? I mean, not until all the way up here in the 8s. So that's, from that move alone is over 50%. So really, really some fantastic upside. Great risk to reward, because what's our bottom? Well, our bottom, it's wicking to, 3.5, 4 cents, and barely any volume even gets sold at those prices. It just really wicks down there. So really, you can collect here in 4 to 5 range, and eventually this is going to bust out and make a really nice move over that 200-day moving average. And I think, with more news on the way and record revenues coming in with this company, there's a very good shot at that happening, I believe. So keep an eye on CLSH. like I said, chart shaping up great and nonstop good news, including share buybacks coming out of this company and record revenue. So definitely one to be watching right now, especially because in this environment where we've seen a little lower volume in the OTC lately, the low floats are what you need to be paying attention to because they're going to move on low volume, where the big fat floats are not going to. So you need to be paying attention to these types of setups in this environment. Next, we're going to take a look at GRPS. Okay, GRPS, our share structure here, we have 820 million shares held at DTC, so it's under 1 billion float. And I've talked about in previous videos that if you're in a double zeros like this and you're under a billion float, it's really, really bullish typically. It's definitely something I look for and what I like in a setup is to see that. Okay, so what's up with GRPS? Well, they're a shrimp company. If you guys don't remember SHMP, that was a shrimp farm company as well. Did a massive run. Okay, that was an example of what these companies can do in the OTC. GRPS is shaping up to look like it could be the next SHMP. Very, very similar in that sense. So GRPS has had multiple press releases. Recently, they just wrapped up their season for shrimp farming, like the harvest season, and now they've been making some big sales off of that harvest. So if we take a look here at their February 2020 release, you can see announced the sale of 2023 harvest and the commencement of 2024 production cycle. So they're starting the production cycle for this year, and you can see that it says that we are delighted to report that we have sold our entire harvest for 2023 and that a major East Coast supermarket chain has acquired and stocked our premium shrimp products. So if they've created a relationship with a major East Coast supermarket chain, that's obviously a huge step in the right direction for growth for this company. They sold their entire harvest, which is beautiful. I mean, for this business model, that's what you need to do is sell your whole harvest, and they've done exactly that. And they have this relationship now with a major East Coast supermarket chain. And as per an interview they did with Buffalo Fireside, you'll know that they are planning to announce what this East Coast supermarket chain is soon. Okay, so that could be a major announcement coming up for this company that could really shock a lot of people and hopefully, produce a really nice move to the upside here with the stock. And then on March 4th, they also announced that Salim El Masri, right, has been added as audit committee chair to their board. So they are going to be going through an audit, and they are looking to uplist in the future as well, which is great to see. And if we take a look at their chart, you can see they did break above the 200 MA, and the 200 MA is now acting as that support. So holding above this, there's plenty of room to the upside if we zoom out. You can see on the monthly, or on the weekly, I'm sorry, just how much upside there really is. I mean, we really haven't even started a run here yet. Last run that it did went to over a penny. Okay, so definitely a lot of upside here. If it can really catch some traction, the company's putting out great news. They have a really nice share structure. A lot of positives happening with GRPS as well, and I look forward to seeing the news about what that major East Coast supermarket chain is. So hopefully we hear from that soon. So guys, that's it for tonight's video. CLSH, tiny float, okay, buying back shares, record revenues, nothing not to like about this one, and then GRPS as well, with major news coming regarding their East Coast supermarket chain new customer, okay? So keep an eye on these guys, not financial advice, all opinion as you know, and have a great night. I'll see you next time.